புரியுது சார். பட்
ஆமா குட்
பயப்படுற மாதிரி இல்லை இல்லையா?
இல்ல இல்ல ஏத்திக்கு பயப்படுற மாதிரி தான் இருந்துச்சு. But
Okay.
now it has improved very well. She's good. She's okay. Good morning. And your interview is on 17th or 16th?
17th, sir.
17th. Good.
Yes, sir.
Now, first we will take up the group discussion aspect of it. Now, I leave the choice to you to choose any one topic of your choice and talk for or against it. I will take opposite stand and I will also talk if necessary. Yeah. Whichever topic is to your liking, you can take that and talk. For example, how to prevent COVID third wave, then India's COVID vaccination program, use of technology in social movements, then private job versus government job, impact of globalization on education, on business, etc. Any one topic you choose.
Sir, can we take about COVID, sir?
Very good. You want to talk about COVID? Which angle?
Yes.
How to prevent COVID or COVID vaccination program?
COVID vaccination program, sir.
Okay. You want to talk about that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Please start.
Yes, sir. Sir, I just recently read a news article, sir, wherein more than 60% of our elder population of our country have been vaccinated for the first dose, but they have skipped the second dose, sir. So we need to have a proper mechanism wherein we have to bring those senior citizens who have had the first dose but who skipped the second dose equally vulnerable.
Correct.
So we have to, again, we have to have some campaigns, or we have to make some arrangements so that we can bring them into the, we can make them take the second dose as well, so that they are fully protected.
Now, what you say is right, that they have to take second dose, but
yes, sir.
How to make them come for second dose? Why are they not taking second dose? That is a point to be thought of.
Yes, sir. The thing is that even though the COVID website, everything has been done, they have made the scheduling of appointments and everything, sir, but there are some technical issues which are being faced, sir. For example, the place where I reside nearby, there is one famous hospital where they have administered the first dose vaccine to an elderly person. He is not that much well versed with the thing of messages and all those things, but that has not been updated in the system. So he is not able to get his second dose.
Oh, so there are some technical problems.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And a few people are also postponing it to a later date of because they are thinking of extending it so that it might work better, sir. So there should be some automated response calls to the elderly people, asking them to reminding them to take the second dose, sir.
Yeah, you know what happened initially when it was introduced for people above 60 years.
Yes, sir.
Even I was hesitating initially, but after 15-20 days, when many people were taking it, I also started taking it, so it was okay. But then suddenly it was thrown open for 45 and above. Later on, for people below that also. Now there is scarcity of vaccination available. So that also called a panicky situation. But what is the logic, do you think, in starting with elderly people first?
Yes, sir. So elderly people, in the sense, because elderly people are getting affected, it will directly fall on their children or who are taking care of them, sir. So first, it's better to protect them, and then keep their hormonal issues or whatever their taking capacity of their body will be very low, sir. That is their immunity will be low. So that it is first better to protect them, and then the next set of people who are in line to take the vaccine.
Correct. The second point is right. Immunity being low.
Yes, sir.
So that appears to be good, very good.
And in case if they are admitted to hospital, their recovery rate is low, and the hospital bed, we cannot we cannot ask them to move back home unless they are cured fully, sir. We cannot neglect them of giving them a proper medical care against their rights for them. So that issue also will arise.
Now, in spite of this vaccination program, during the second wave, COVID wave, we had a lot of problems for lack of oxygen and all that. So many
Yes, sir.
people had to die.
Yes, sir.
So I think there the government was not aware of the problem that is likely to come.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think to some extent we should blame our people only because they are not wearing masks, they are not washing their hands, they are
Yes, sir.
not keeping a distance, like say in markets or textile shops and all that. Like, for example, in Chennai, Ranganathan Street and all, it is always overcrowded.
Yes, sir.
So that is also one reason. So government should take steps to educate people. But one interesting aspect is
Yes, sir.
literacy is very high in Kerala.
Yes, sir.
But even
But
then, the
number of cases reporting is around more than 30,000.
yeah, there, in spite of that, COVID cases are more there.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what is the reason. Reason maybe many people go abroad and come. Maybe that
Yes,
is the
sir.
reason. That's what I believe. Very good. Nice. இந்த கொஸ்டின் நல்லா ஆன்சர் பண்ணீங்க.
Yes, sir.
Now I will give you one more topic.
Okay, sir.
Impact of globalization
Okay,
on
sir.
education.
Yes, sir.
Impact of globalization
Presentation.
on education.
Yes, sir.
அதாவது
Sir,
yeah,
understood, sir. Sir, can I start, sir?
yeah,
Sir, I mean, impact of globalization on education is having a positive impact, sir. We are able to, to my knowledge, when our when our elders had their education, they only had their education in India. Nowadays we have the opportunity to go abroad, study there. There are also exchange programs between universities where you can study for a couple of years in India and maybe 1 or 2 years abroad, and you will be getting a dual degree each from the one from the foreign university and from the Indian university. Sir. So we've got a broader perspective of how industries and other companies work. Sir. So it is a very positive aspect for education.
good. So you mean to say that globalization of has helped education spread to throughout the world, and many of our people are also able to get quality education, and
Yes, sir.
similarly our country is getting candidates from other countries also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So very
Mutual exchange of students, sir. Exchange program for students also efficient.
excellent. Acha, I think I want you to go through groupdiscussionideas.com,
Okay, sir.
GD topics for bank exams.
Okay, sir.
அதுல போய் பாருங்க.
Okay, sir.
இப்ப தெரியலனாலும் நீங்க படிச்சுக்கோங்க. அதாவது என்ன சொல்றாங்க, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நேஷனல் மானிட்டைசேஷன் பைப்லைன்,
Yes, sir.
அதை பத்தி நீங்க படிச்சிருக்கீங்களான்னு தெரியல. இப்போ ரீசெண்டா கவர்மெண்ட் நிர்மலா சீதாராமன் அவங்க சொன்னாங்க இந்த மாதிரி நியூ ஸ்கீம் ஒன்று இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்றோம்னு. அதாவது கவர்மெண்ட் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி, தட் இஸ் ரயில்வேஸ், ரோட்ஸ் எட்ஸெட்ரா, they will be leased out and the charges will be recovered and the property will be returned back to the government after the specified period. So ada patti acha acha, so அந்த மாதிரி questions இருக்கு, நீங்க அதை படிங்க. அப்புறம் நெக்ஸ்ட் கார்பன் டாக்ஸ், அப்புறம் இ ருபி ப்ராஸ் அண்ட் லூப் ஹோல்ஸ். ஏன்னா இதெல்லாம் நமக்கு தெரிய நியாயம் இல்லை. இ ருபி, அப்புறம் நெட் ஜீரோ, இதெல்லாம் புது டாபிக், எனக்கு தெரியாது, அதனால உங்களை படிக்க சொல்றேன். அப்புறம் ஆத்மா நிர்பார் பாரத் அபியான், ஃபார்ம் பில்ஸ் 2020,
Yes, sir.
Work from home, pros and cons.
Yes, sir.
அப்புறம் data localization benefits and challenges. ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? அந்த மாஸ்டர் கார்டு கம்பெனியை ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டாங்க.
Yes, sir.
Credit card issuing company Mastercard has been banned
Yes, sir.
because they
Yes,
are
sir.
maintaining data outside. அதுக்காக. அப்புறம் bad bank, is it a good deal? Bad bankனா தெரியும் இல்லையா?
Yes, sir. Transferring of all NPS from City Bank.
Correct. So
Asset restructuring company, sir.
You know about asset reconstruction companies?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are their functions?
Sir, I mean, all they are like they work as a insolvent professional, sir. Like it is all transferred to them. They what they do is they take the assets of the company. They put it on what to say, sir. It has been auction and they settle the creditors. Liquidate the assets and settle the creditors.
ஏன் அவ்வளவு ஸ்ட்ரகிள் பண்றீங்க? புரியல.
Sir, I could not. I missed out on a couple of words.
Yeah, perhaps you never expected this topic. அதனாலயே என்னமோ.
Yes, sir. I never expected.
Assets reconstruction.
Yes, sir.
நீங்க இத பத்தி படிக்கணும். Assets reconstruction பத்தி படிக்கணும்.
Okay, sir.
ஏன்னா also you must know about SURFACE Act.
Yes, sir.
SURFACE Act பத்தி தெரியுமா?
Not much, sir. I will definitely read, sir.
SURFACE Act na என்னன்னாக்க see the properties that are mortgaged to us, we have to give notice for 60 days, and even after 60 days if it is not repaid we can take possession of the property and then bring the property to sale directly. There is no need for us to go to a court of law for obtaining a decree.
Okay, sir. Understood, sir.
In the usual case, what happened? We have to file a suit, get a decree, then go for execution of decree. That time has been saved.
Yes, sir.
So that is what it is. So நான் சொன்னபடி இந்த topics for bank exam with answers அதை ஒரு வாட்டி படிச்சுக்கோங்க.
Yes, sir.
இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் படிச்சுட்டு நல்லா கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டா நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். பரவாயில்ல. You managed very well. Good.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Best. You answered nicely. I'm not having any doubt about your ability. But GDல மட்டும் அந்த கொஞ்சம் இழுக்கிற மாதிரி பேச வேண்டாம். அதாவது தத்தளிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடாது. நல்லா சிந்தனை பண்ணிட்டு தான் பேச ஆரம்பிக்கணும்.
Okay.
You must think clearly about a problem and then talk about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, can you tell me a few points for or against privatization of banks?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to support it or oppose it?
Sir, I'm going to support it, sir.
Yeah, that is privatization is okay in சொல்ற வரீங்க.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. It is good for both the bank as well as the customers.
Now tell in English. Come on, start. 1 minute time. 1 minute time.
Yes, sir. Privatization of banks is both beneficial for customers as well as the banks. Most of the banks, they only lend. Public banks mostly lend to the large corporate borrowers. It is better if we concentrate more on the retail book, and that will be more beneficial to the bank. And moreover, also take up. Sorry, sir, I missed it out, sir. Moreover, it is better to lend loans to retail borrowers wherein the number of people will come down, and the margin of interest rate margin will be higher, sir. Even though the disadvantages of it is less, it is better to opt for more retail borrowers, wherein the capacity of our younger generation is coming up.
No. Actually, see, you have taken it from an angle of, say, making advances to small borrowers. But privatization means giving the ownership of the bank to private parties. Of course, in largest level, no individual borrower may be, individual party may be able to take it. It may go to other institutions like companies and other banks like that. So, when the ownership is privatized, what is the advantage we have is that the intervention of the government in the day-to-day functioning of the bank will be reduced. The banks may have more powers to decide about their course of action. So they may be able to take, say, risky propositions and also take up challenges and invest money so that the bank's performance can be developed or improved. It is because we are seeing the percentage of NPA prevalent among private banks is considerably lesser than the percentage of NPA with the public sector banks. The possible reason for this is the intervention of government and influential people on the loans being given by banks. அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லலாம்.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. I made a mistake by talking about.
Yeah, you took it differently. Doesn't matter.
Yes, sir.
Now, very good. You have applied for finance manager.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what are the responsibilities of a bank finance manager?
Yes, sir. Sir, predominantly the job role will be of processing of credit appraisal of large borrowers. We have to take care of processing their applications, renewal, credit monitoring, follow-up, and regular checking of their accounts and other aspects.
Good. You say the finance manager's main role is to process proposals and also go for renewal of proposals.
Yes, sir. And also, if required, if they ask for any other facilities, we have to also process them.
Excellent. Good. Very good. So, what is the methodology you will adopt in processing big proposals, say in crores?
Yes, sir. First, we have to check whether it is only a single bank, only one bank is funding, or it is a consortium funding, sir. If it is consortium, then we have to look what is our exposure. That is the bank, our bank's exposure. And then based on that, we have to check their credentials like financial statements and other statutory filings they have made, and whether that is complying with our bank's policy. And then based on that, it has to be presented to the board. For example, large proposals mostly will be given to the board for approval. So once it is given for approval, once the board is being once the board is okay with the terms and conditions, and once it is being given for approval, then based on the schedule, being dispersed to the borrower.
Instead of telling board, you can say to the sanctioning authority, because in Canara Bank and all, the power of the MD may be 100 crore or so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, nowadays even small bank managers, they have credit limit in crores in banks. I'm not sure about. We have to know. Very good. So you told about analyzing the proposals and all. Yeah. What do you mean by charge creation in respect of advances to companies?
Yes, sir. Sir, charge creation is the banks will have a hold over their assets, sir. Without the knowledge of the banks, they cannot sell the assets. That will be registered with either, if it's a company, it will be registered with the register of company. If it is a partnership bank, we have sell side. And with for land and other, for land, we have to register with the register office of the respective state where it is located.
No. See, in the case of limited companies only I am talking. In the case
Yes,
of
sir.
limited companies, charge creation, it is under which act, which section? Do you remember? 1 minute. Charge creation, limited company.
Yes, sir. If you come under the Companies Act 2013, sir.
Limited company charge creation.
There are two types of charge: fixed charge and floating charge, sir. Fixed charge is on the asset of the company, while floating charge is on the current assets of the company.
As per section 77,
Okay,
it is a duty of company to create charge.
yes, sir.
As per section 78, company fails to file the form of registration of charge, then condonation has to be done.
Yes, sir.
இது வந்து taxguru.com ல இருக்கு.
Okay, sir.
So you have to say the companies may give charge over fixed assets. They may give charge over movable assets. Whatever it is, the charge has to be registered in the registrar of companies within 30 days from the date of creation of charge.
Yes, sir.
If it is not done within 30 days, the condonation of delay has to be moved to the High Court.
Yes, sir.
And after getting permission, it has to be registered.
Yes, sir.
So that is why charge creation is important. As you rightly said, they cannot create further charge over that.
Yes, sir.
Not only that, they cannot sell it to others.
Yes, sir.
And also banks, when we make advance to limited companies, we take a negative lien letter. That is,
Yes, sir.
they undertake not to create further charge over the assets of the company, whether given as security or not as security.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. How will you decide a company deserves our giving advance in crores and crores of rupees? What will make you get convinced that the company deserves this credit?
Yes, sir. Sir, first we have to check their present viability, the profitability, and then based on that, they will have to submit their projected financial statement, sir, for a period of 5 years or 7 years, depending on their project for which they have asked the finance, sir, for which we are going to lend money. So once if all these parameters of the bank they are having satisfied, then we will lend the money to the customers.
But இது கூட இன்னும் கூட நல்லா சொல்லலாமே. இன்னும் கூட you must be able to tell it more effectively.
Yes, sir.
Like say normally when the banks require, say companies require credit facilities, they are advised to submit their documents like memorandum and articles of association, then the balance sheet for the last 3 years and the income tax return for the last 3 years. All this they are supposed to present to us, and we are supposed to go through that and decide about giving advances after studying the various say financial details.
Yes, sir.
So I posted one material for you. Did you go through that J.K. Shaw classes, theory about financial statement analysis, ratio analysis? படிச்சீங்களா?
J.K. Shaw.
நம்ம இதுலயே போட்டிருக்கேனப்பா, டெலிகிராம்லயே போட்டிருக்கேனே ஒரு லிங்க். என்னைக்கு 2 நாள் முன்னாடி 11th போட்டிருக்கேன்.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. J.K. Shaw class. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
படிச்சு பார்த்து ஞாபகம் இருக்கா?
ஞாபகம் இருக்கு, sir.
Tell me, what is the objective of financial statements?
Sir, financial statements help the company and their shareholders, banks and other external people who are involved with the company to know the financial position of the company, sir. It helps the company to obtain loan from financial institutions, including banks. It helps in projecting the financial ability of the company for the future debt. It also helps the company in preparing budget, and it also helps the company to study their liquidity and solvency.
இதுல என்னென்ன போட்டிருக்குன்னாக்க ஒன் ப்ரிப்பேரிங் பட்ஜெட் நீங்க சொன்னது தான். அப்புறம் ஹெல்ப்ஸ் இன் ப்ரொஜெக்ஷன் நீங்க சொன்னது தான். ஹெல்ப்ஸ் இன் இன்டர் ஃபர்ம் கம்பேரிசன், இந்த கம்பெனி இன்னொரு கம்பெனியோட கம்பேர் பண்ண உதவுது. It provides financial information regarding economic resources, obligation, அது சொல்லிட்டீங்க. To study solvency சொல்லிட்டீங்க. To provide information about available resources. அப்புறம் to show strength and weakness of the organization. To provide better insight to stakeholders. அதாவது ஸ்டேக்ஹோல்டர்ஸ் யாருன்னாக்க
who are operating with the company, your bank, government agencies, and their vendors,
shareholders, investors, lenders, yes. Management, public, government.
Yes, sir.
Good. See, what are the different techniques used in financial statement? நீங்க தெரியலனா நான் சொல்றேன் கேட்டுக்கோங்க. Comparative statements.
Yes, sir.
Common size statement, trend analysis, ratio analysis, funds flow analysis, cash flow analysis. Now, out of this, what is comparative statement?
Sir, comparative statement is you have to compare the. I mean, for example, each and every listed companies are bound by the SEBI regulations to publish their quarterly results on the papers, on the newspapers, and on their websites. So that they compare the quarterly results. That is like the current 3 month period ended, then the last 6 months, and then the 9 months, and the whole year ended. So it gives us where and how the company is performing. So they also share the current 3 month period. They also share the previous last year's 3 month period, how the company has fared. So it helps us to know where they are positioned, and where they lack, or where they need to improve.
Good. So இவன் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கான் கம்பேரிட்டிவ் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல, a business concern does not exist in isolation. It coexists with other competing concerns in the same industry. It has to therefore constantly compare its performance with such competing concerns to find out where it scores over its rivals and where it lags behind them. Such comparison is called inter-firm comparison. புரிஞ்சுதா?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
It also needs to compare its own past performance with its current performance to ascertain its progress or decline over the years. This is known as inter-period comparison. Such statement proves that the accounts of one period are but an installment of the continuous history of the going concern. But comparatively, main Vodafone we are comparing with Jio. Vodafone is compared with Airtel. Canara Bank is compared with Indian Bank. Indian Bank is compared with Union Bank. அந்த மாதிரி. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then what is funds flow analysis?
Sir, fund flow analysis, like we have to see whether the source and application of fund is being done in a proper manner. The source of fund, there are two types of source of funds: short-term loan, short-term source of fund, and long-term source of fund. We should not inter-exchange the long-term and short-term source of fund, so that we might land up in a trouble by doing so. So we have to check whether short-term funds is only applied for the short-term application, and the long-term source of funds is only applied for the long-term. That is the capital expenditure function. Inter-exchange of that will be a big problem for the borrowers.
funds flow analysis, funds flow statement is also referred to as statement of sources and application of funds. In the word ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும். Sources and application of funds presents the movement of funds and helps to understand the changes in the structure of assets, liabilities, and equity capital. Whereas the balance sheet provides only a summary of the assets and liabilities at a particular point of time. Balance sheet shows liabilities as on that date. It reveals the financial state of any organization. Of the asset side of a balance sheet shows the deployment of resources, while the liability side indicates its obligations. The statement of profit and loss shows the operating result of the business during the specified period. Both the statements provide the essential basic information about financial activities of the business, but their usefulness is limited to analysis and planning process. From the management point of view, the usefulness of information is provided by income statements functions effectively and efficiently. இது அப்படியே ஒரு வாட்டி படிச்சிடுங்க.
Yes, sir.
This is there in page number 4 or 5. Funds flow analysis.
Okay, sir. I will note it down, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Similarly, cash flow.
Yes, sir.
அதையும்
Sir, the cash flow analysis is actually it is taken as three parts, sir. One is the cash flow from operating activities, then cash flow from investing activities, and then cash flow from financing activities, sir.
Correct. அது cash flow ன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. The statement of cash flow reports the cash receipts.
Yes, sir.
Cash payments.
Yes, sir. Cash receipts
and net charges in cash.
Yes, sir.
Resulting from operating, investing, and financing activities of an enterprise during a period in a format that reconciles the beginning and ending of cash balance. முதல்ல என்ன cash balance? End, what is the cash balance? In between, what are the receipts received? What are the payments made? What are the net changes happening in the cash? And what is the cash coming up from operating details, from out of investment, and also financing. So அதில் எவ்வளவு receipt எவ்வளவு payment அதை பத்தி சொல்றது cash flow analysis.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is ratio analysis? Please tell me a few ratios with which you are familiar.
Sir, current ratio, quick ratio or liquidity ratio, sir. Fixed asset ratio, debtor service coverage ratio, sir. Sorry, sir, debt coverage, service coverage.
இதுல வந்து டேபிள் மாதிரி கொடுத்திருக்காங்க.
Yes, sir.
First, financial ratios or solvency ratios.
Yes, sir.
அடுத்தது activity ratio or turnover ratio.
Yes, sir.
Activity ratio, it is also called turnover ratio.
Yes, sir.
அப்புறம் profitability ratio.
Yes, sir.
அதுக்கப்புறம் market test ratios.
Yes, sir.
இதுல முக்கியமா சொல்ல வேண்டியது financial ratiosல current ratio.
Yes, sir.
Liquidity ratio.
Yes, sir.
Debt equity ratio.
Yes, sir.
Then fixed asset ratio.
Yes, sir.
நிறைய இருக்குது. I'm just telling important ones.
Yes, sir.
Then coming to turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio, then stock turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio, and the money, these are the ratios.
Yes, sir.
Then profitability ratio, gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, then return on investment, return on net worth, debt service coverage, very important.
Yes, sir.
Note பண்ணிக்கோங்க, debt service coverage.
Yes, sir.
Then அடுத்தது fourth market test ratio என்னன்னா மார்க்கெட்ல என்ன பார்ப்பாங்க, இந்த கம்பெனில whether we can invest in this company, whether we can buy this company அப்படின்னு பார்க்கறதுக்கு market earnings per share, dividend payout, dividend yield ratio. So நீங்க வந்து இது எப்படி படிப்பீங்களோ படிக்க மாட்டீங்களோ, you must be able to tell nicely about, say, now can you tell me about debt service coverage ratio?
Yes, sir.
What is debt service coverage ratio?
The debt coverage service ratio is actually the ratio is taken, it's been mainly taken by banks whether the company is in a position to repay the loan amount, that is principal and interest amount on a regular basis. Sir.
What is the formula?
Formula is earning before interest and tax divided by installment amount, that is principal and interest.
Debt service.
Yes, sir.
Net operating income divided by debt service.
Sir,
இங்க சொல்றேன் பாருங்க. Calculate debt service coverage ratio. What is debt service coverage ratio? The ratio, ஒரு நிமிஷம். The ratio measures the net operating income available to pay the short-term debt. The debt service coverage ratio is a useful benchmark to measure an individual or firm's ability to meet their debt payments in cash. A higher ratio implies that the entity is more creditworthy because they have sufficient funds to service their debt obligations to make the required payments on a timely basis.
Yes, sir.
What is meant by bankruptcy?
Bankruptcy is the company is not in a position to meet their liabilities, sir. They don't have enough money funds to repay their day-to-day activities or even the long-term aspect of the financial liability of the company.
Good, very good. ரொம்ப கரெக்டா சொல்லிட்டீங்க. நல்லா
சொல்லுங்க. It is the going concern of the company is not question mark. It is a problem.
Can you tell me what do you understand by over capitalization? இதெல்லாம் படிச்சிருப்பீங்களான்னு தெரியல.
No, sir. Over capitalization I am not.
A company is said to be over capitalized when total capital of the company is much more than its requirements. ஒரு கம்பெனிக்கு எவ்வளவு கேபிட்டல் வேணுமோ அதுக்கு மேல கேபிட்டல் வச்சிட்டு இருந்தா அது ஓவர் கேபிட்டலைசேஷன். Idle funds.
Yes.
Under capitalization when capital employed is low in relation to turnover.
Yes, sir.
அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லணும் தம்பி. நல்லா இதுல வந்து ஃபார்மேட் ஆஃப் வெர்டிக்கல் பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட்னு ஒன்று போட்டிருக்காங்க. அதாவது சோர்சஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபண்ட்ஸ், கேபிட்டல், reserves and surplus, less fictitious assets. For 2 loan funds, secured loans, unsecured loans, capital employed, fixed assets, investments, working capital, and the mari podranga. Then they are telling about notes for vertical balance sheet, items included in the capital, preference share capital, equity share capital, okay, capital reserve, capital அந்த மாதிரி அதெல்லாம் இருக்குது. ஸோ இதை படிச்சுக்கிறீங்களா?
Yes, sir. Sir, in that PDF which you showed, sir.
Yeah, அதில் இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. அதில் இருக்கு எல்லாமே தேவையான்னு தெரியல, பட் ஓரளவு பார்த்துக்கோங்க.
Okay, sir.
Good. Then they may ask, are you capable of handling big advances?
Sir, I have handled, sir. In the bank I worked, I had the opportunity of handling loan accounts of other private sector bank directors who had accounts in the bank where I was.
Hello?
They are not.
No. Why don't you tell openly, yes, I am capable, I have handled proposal worth 100 crore earlier.
Yes, sir. Not 100 crores, sir, but up to 25 crores they have done.
Very good. Tell like that. 25 crore.
Yes, sir.
I have maximum, I mean, higher limits I have handled is 25 crores. Like that you
Yes,
can
sir.
say.
Yes.
Good. Very nice. So why should we select you as a finance manager?
Yes, sir. Sir, I hope I have the required necessary skills for the financial manager post which I have applied for. And my previous experience is also related to the present job role which I have come for the interview. So I hope I can do justice to the.
Hmm. Okay. Um, இது போதுமா? You must be able to tell
Yes, sir.
uh, I am a quick learner.
Yes, sir.
I have learned about the funds management through my working experience in the bank earlier, and
Yes, sir.
I am capable of taking up higher responsibilities. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I am willing to change myself, amend myself, and try to play as a member of a team and produce excellent results. புரிஞ்சுதா? அந்த மாதிரி உங்களை பத்தி நீங்களே புகழ்ந்து சொல்லிக் கொள்ள வேண்டும்.
Understood, sir.
So what about Canara Bank, about us நீங்க நல்லா படிக்கணும்.
Yes, sir.
What is the global business of Canara Bank?
Sorry, sir.
Global business surpassed 1, 2, 3, 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, லட்சம், 10 17 lakh crore. இதெல்லாம் எங்க இருக்குனாக்க canarabank.com media press release.
Okay, sir.
நம்ம press release for Q1 financial year 22.
Yes, sir.
You have to go through that. Operating profit up by 34% on year.
Okay. Yes, around 1,135 crore of the profit.
Super.
That I went to Herbert, sir. I will definitely take.
இன்னும் கூட நல்லா படிக்கணும்.
Yes, sir.
You must go through other details. What is the capital adequacy?
So capital adequacy, sorry, sir, I didn't.
CRAR of Canara Bank stood at 13.36% as at June 2021.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Out of which Tier 1 is 10.34 and Tier 2 is 3.02. The capital raising plan for financial year 22, QIP equity 2,500 crores, 81 bonds 4,000 crore, Tier 2 bonds 2,500 crore. இதெல்லாம் என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க.
Yes, sir.
QIP னா என்ன, 81 னா என்ன, Tier 2 னா என்ன தெரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும்.
Sir, you know, qualified institutional placement, sir.
Very good.
They will give it to top financial companies or pension funds from foreign countries. It will be the company's shares will be sold to them.
Why have you not studied this press release?
Sorry, sir, I missed it out, sir.
How many bank branches are there as on 30th June? 9,877.
Okay, sir.
Note பண்ணிக்கோங்க. இதுல இருக்கு அந்த ஒரு 2 பேஜ் தான், only 2 pages. You go through that. 9,877 branches, out of which 3,047 rural, 2,853 semi-urban, 1,973 urban, and 2,004 metro.
Okay, sir.
ATMs 11,819.
Okay.
So you have to go through this thoroughly.
Yes, sir.
See, why should you know about Canara Bank? They want to know how keen are you in joining the bank. So you must know about this.
Yes, sir.
Gross NPA ratio down by 34 points. CASA deposit increased by 12.91. Please go through this.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Best wishes.
Yes,
So,
sir.
all the best. And
Thank you, sir.
if you want to talk to me again, tell me. I'll do.
Sure, sir.
I will do it for you. But
Yes, sir.
for 2 hours, Minadi and actually go, I will arrange my time.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Best wishes. You are doing well. Go
Thank
with
you, sir.
confidence. You
Yes, sir.
can succeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Best wishes. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.